You can then click apply in the bottom right. Now come to the left and come into audio. Just make sure the correct mic is selected. Come over to the left again into video. Now what you want to do is choose your output scaled resolution, as that's what's actually going to be streamed. So I want to use 1080p. My base resolution is higher because that's the quality of my monitor. Then you can go and choose the FPS. I want to go and use 60, 30 would be fine as well though. If you're finding you experience lag on your stream, you can go and decrease your resolution and the FPS as well. And what you can do is click apply in the bottom right, and that's it. Press OK.
It should be streaming. Get off that screen. It should be streaming, right? Okay, it says I'm live. Aha, okay. Nice. I'm streaming. Okay. Nice. So this is just something I was working on earlier. I'm trying to really understand like certain technical concepts. So building a React hook from scratch. I didn't watch a tutorial though, but yeah. I'm gonna go to the current project I'm working on. I should be able to come in here and then type in commands, right? No. Let me see. How do I get my Nightbot to work? Take this, drag this over here. Okay. Oh. Okay. I should be able to go to project. It should tell me what the actual project is, right? Because I do have that command set up. Aha, I'm currently working on a basketball networking platform. Cool. Right. Man, it's been a long 24 hours. Been trying to get this stream started up. So basically what I'm doing right now for this project, I'm trying to actually get a, oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to get an image cropper. Why does it keep doing that? I'm trying to create an image cropper, right? Similar to like Instagrams, right? So I'll show you what I have so far. If I load this up, then I should be able to press 1. Okay, and it hides my screen. Nice. So basically what happens, we'll just come in here and then just basically clear these cookies, right? So when I first load into the page, it'll take me to the sign on. I'm using Clerk for user authentication. It'll take you to the sign in. You have the option to sign in with your email and password or with Google. I'm actually going to go to my Clerk dashboard. And I'm going to delete this user. Okay. I'm also going to delete this user too. Right. So when you first sign on, I'm going to actually just sign up really quick. It takes your full name, your username, your email, and your password, right? And a position that you play. I actually want to go to my Supabase dashboard as well. And go into my user. Okay, it's not there, right? So, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Right, so whenever you first sign in with your actual credentials, like using your username and or not username, but email and password, it'll actually, what it does is saves it into Clerk's built-in like database. And then I'll also take that and store it in my own Postgres database as well for later, because I'll be adding like certain statistics and stuff like that that's tied to each account. Right, so you press create account. Okay, press create account successfully created. Okay, see, this is not supposed to happen. So, which means that something is not being saved. Let's see. Okay, see, so this does save. Okay, so how this works is basically it checks if the clerk ID matches, the clerk ID in the Supabase database matches the user ID that's currently logged in, right? And if those two match, then it should send you to the home page, not the onboarding page. I only want to send the people that create an account through Google the first time they create an account through Google to the onboarding page, because we need their username, their email, their clerk ID, and their position and stuff like that, right? So let's see what is going on here. Email, their clerk ID. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so I should be able to go to my onboarding page and let's see. All right, so I use this function called verify is onboarding complete, which should be in my database actions. So if I come out lib actions, database actions, I verify, right? So it takes in a user ID, which is string or null, right? And it checks if not user ID. If there's no user ID, it console.errors. Otherwise, it'll run through this try catch statement, which basically looks through the uses the Prisma client to basically look through the database and find where the clerk ID equals the user ID. Maybe I'm doing it a little bit too early. Or maybe these two don't match up. Let's see. If I go to clerk ID. No, it matches up because it's saving it, right? So it has to be when I'm verifying it. Just cancel it. So const user equals await prisma dot user dot find unique. Let's go to the Prisma documentation and see. Talk to your database. Right. let's see. What would you call that? So that's the Prisma client. The client. And queries. And filtering and sorting. Maybe it's in here. Okay. Filters and commission. Okay. Refer to the full list. Okay. Equals. Okay. We're going to go to the find unique. Let's see how that works, right? Converts find one to find unique. Well, that doesn't really tell me much, but okay. Let's say where. Go back to the Prisma client, go queries. Filtering and sorting returns all user records. The following query returns all user records where an email address that ends with prisma.io and at least one published post. Okay, where email ends with prisma.io. Okay, filter conditions and operators. Let me see, what am I returning? Okay, I think I see what's going on here. I'm not returning anything. So it's gonna be false, right? So, well, if the user comes back, return user dot onboarding complete. What? Okay. I want to return. We're just gonna say true. What's the issue here? What? That's I think that might be the reason why I'm not returning anything. I see, and it just got redirected to home. Okay, figured it out. Cool. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come in here, and I'm gonna clear my cookies again. I'm gonna show you what happens whenever we sign up through Google, right? So when we sign up through Google, I'm just gonna sign in with no, I have a lot of Google, right? So it takes you to this onboarding page, which takes in this profile picture, your full name, your username, your email address, and your position, right? And basically what I'm trying to build right now is the profile picture. The profile picture like cropper. And this has been kicking my butt, right? So how this works is this is basically like a window that you're looking through, right? So if I go ahead and inspect elements, you can see that this picture is full size behind this this picture is actually full size behind this, right? So you can see the outer. Can I point to that? No, my finger's under it. Wait, can I have my finger go above it? No. Wait, really? Huh. That's weird. Huh. Okay. So it's basically like a window that you're looking through, right? And the image is all you're seeing is what's being like cropped out, because this this cropper right here has an overflow of hidden, and then there's this circle overlay component that I created, which is just a mask, right? So this whole thing is basically black. You can see I set this background black with the opacity of 50. And then I mask out the center of it with a circle that has a radius of 128 pixels, right? So this circle doesn't move, nor does the cropper move at all. It's the picture in the background, right? Which I know probably makes sense, probably obvious, right? And then I have this export, use canvas export, right? Which basically creates, it takes in a image source, right? Which is the image source that's being passed from the file input, the custom file input. And it checks if it's exporting, right? If it does, it'll set a message and then return null. That doesn't really need to be explained. It creates basically an invisible canvas that you can't see. I get the context, right? I create a new image HTML element, and then I load it, or I create a what do you call that? I basically catch any errors if it doesn't load. Then I set the source of it to the image source that's being passed in. I go ahead and open up a try catch statement. Or try catch block. Right. Then I add a class list, right, to make sure it matches the image that's being displayed here in full. I don't even know if that really affects anything. I don't really think it does. I don't even know if Tailwind classes work with this class list.add. It might. Right, then I have these bounding positions, which is basically where the that cropper is in relation to the viewport, and I'll also take in the width and the height of the cropper. Right, so this whole this right here is the actual cropper. All right, then I set the canvas width to the crop area.radius, which is this object that we created up here, right, which has the center X and center Y. I don't even think we need the center X and center Y. And it has the radius of this inner circle right here, right? So I set it to the diameter of this circle, which is the crop area.radius, which is 128 pixels. Right, I multiply that by 2 because that's the diameter, right? So it sets the picture or the hidden canvas to basically be like a perfect square around this circle, right? And then I need to get the offset of the image position, right? So I'm basically positioning this image, right? So I'm using context to basically store and manage the position of this image relative to the top left of this cropper box. So in order to get the position of the top left relative to where this canvas would be, I need to get the offset between the center circle and the top left of the cropper box, right? So I do that. So I take the width of the cropper, right, divided by 2, and then subtract the canvas width, which is or I subtract the canvas width divided by 2, which is the radius of the circle, right? So I basically cut it in half and then subtract the radius of the circle, right? So I end up here, right? And then I do that for my y-axis as well. So then I end up like right here, right? And then I subtract that from my position.x. I don't add it. I subtract it because my position X and position Y is already negative, because my position X and position Y are relative to the top left of this cropper, right? And the top left and the top left of the image is always going to be in a negative position, or it's going to be 0. It can never be less than that. And then I multiply by the zoom. Right? So, and then just to test it, I kind of, if I go to my image cropper, oops, sorry, no. If I go to my onboarding form, I display the profile photo, right? So I have this profile photo right here, and I set, if there is a profile photo, I'm going to display the image source as this. I'm going to display an image with the source of the profile photo. And I'm pretty sure I'm setting the profile photo in the image cropper. Yes, right. So export cropped image. Yes, right. Set cropped image to the cropped image, right? And I'm taking this set function in as one of my props, and then I pass in the cropped image, that I get from this function, right? So if I come back into my use canvas export, you can see that I am returning this function, which takes in the source and then exports the image that I get from my canvas, right? After, positioning it based on where the actual circle is. I know this probably sounds like a lot of gibberish, but this is just for testing reasons, just so I can see what I'm actually exporting. And when I do this, right, it comes out perfectly fine, right? It comes out good, right? But the second I apply zoom, right? So let me refresh this. All right, the second I apply some zoom, let me try putting it all the way over here. Wait, what? Did that just work? See, yeah, it's off, right? In here, I'm positioning the image. I'm loading it in at the full size, right? The full size that it is whenever I'm actually, cropping it, right? So if I were to come in here, set the zoom to 2.1, I'm rendering the image inside of the canvas at 2.1 its natural size. The position doesn't really change based on the zoom. I don't think so. Because if I were to come into my draggable image and I console log my zoom and my position, right, you can see my image width and height changes. However, my position stays the exact same. So the position must be unrelated to the zoom. I'm pretty sure. It is pretty late. I kind of just wanted to get on here and just test out the live. I probably won't be on here for that long. I just really can't figure this out. All right. So basically what I'm doing is drawing my canvas. My canvas is the size of the circle, right? And then I draw a circle inside of the canvas, right? And then clip it, right? So that's why the shape of the image is a circle. It's really a square, but the only visible part of it is a circle, right? And I can work with that because I can use overflow hidden in the future with the image, right? So that's not really an issue. And then I take the loaded image and I draw it to my canvas at image X and image Y. These positions are relative to the canvas X and Y positions, right? Or origin. And then I render it at the image width and image height, right? So this is with zoom included. And then the other way that I did it was I used the 9 parameter version of draw image, where I take like a slice of the image and I took a slice based on the size of the circle in the middle of the cropper divided by the zoom, right? And then placed it at the 0, 0 position in the canvas, right? And with that, the zoom is correct. Let me, okay. So I have to be missing something here. I don't know. Does the zoom affect the position in a way that I'm not seeing? I really don't know. Subtract the radius of the circle, right? End up here, right? And then I do that for my y-axis as well. So then I end up like right here, right? And then I subtract that from my position dynamics. I don't add it. I subtract it because that doesn't too much. So and through. That's the issue. I think that might be the reason why I'm not returning anything. I see, and it just got redirected to me. Okay, figured it out. Cool. Right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come in here, and I'm gonna clear my cookies again. I'm gonna show you what happens whenever we sign up through. So when we sign up through Google. It's getting pretty late. I really don't know. I don't know. You can see the zoom is correct. It's just too far right? So if I'm thinking about this right, so let me try to draw this out and see. I kind of need to like visualize it, right? So what we're doing is we're drawing the image at full size. Drawing the image at full size, right? Trying it over here. Drawing the image at full size. And the top left of that image is based on so if it's too far, right? If it's too high, then this will be down here. Right? Right? Right. So this will be like down here. Right, so we're not too far, we're too close. Right? So this is up here. So this X and Y value isn't high enough. All right, which means we are I am miscalculating something based on the zoom. Because this, I don't know if does that look zoomed in? Is that zoomed in? Let me try. Let me try to zoom in it all the way, right, and see. Okay, so that is definitely zoomed in, right? No, let's try dividing by zoom. Yeah, let's try dividing by zoom. Let's see what happens. All right, let's try it normally. Okay, it works normally, right? Because I'm dividing by 1, which shouldn't. Now let's try this. Now it's even farther up to the left, right? So it's just not high enough. So let me see. All right, so if I were to take this image and make it way bigger, then this needs to be farther in, which would make this value even smaller, right? Because we're going into negatives because I'm positioning, this is my X and Y position, so it's relative to this square, right? I really don't know. I don't even know how to like really Google this. Like, how do you even Google this? I don't even know, man. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe I call it a night. Maybe I'm just I'm tired. It's 3 a.m. Should probably get to sleep. I'll probably call it, and then I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll get back on. I'll stream again and work on it. But I really don't know. I have been working on this for a little bit over a week now. I don't even know, like, how difficult is this supposed to be? Let's see, right? So how difficult would it be to build a profile picture cropper? This is like similar to Instagram's. Instagram's profile cropper. Ignore my typos. Where the image moves in the background under a circle shaped overlay on a scale of 1 to 10. How difficult would it be to build this from scratch? Six out of 10. Like, it's crazy that this is the hard part. Like I like before I started, I thought that because this does work on mobile, I've tried it on mobile. I thought that the zooming in and zooming out would be the hard part. Right. So if we come back here, I actually have it set to right, once you reach a certain size, I think this is safe to be mobile, right? Once you reach a certain size, the slider kind of goes away. And I thought that would be the hard part. That was not the hard part at all. Hard part was exporting this, right? I really don't know, man. I really do not know. Just get back to what I had. I can't go far enough. Okay, I'll just delete this. I don't know. I created this Obsidian document just so I have like some sort of visualization of what I'm doing. I just really don't know, man. Really don't know. Really do not know, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna call it a night. Work on it tomorrow. All right. Peace. I noticed, nobody joined the stream. It's normal. My first stream. But if you're watching this after it's uploaded, like, comment, subscribe, normal YouTube stuff. I'll see you guys. Adios.